Hello, Max, you there?
Hello.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. I'm very happy to be here, Harry. So we worked it out.
Yeah, it's mayhem here today, but but it's all good. Look,
That's the music industry, I reckon. The music bizzo. It's always a bit of chaos and fun and all the good things. So I'm used to it.
yeah, I'm not. But anyway, look, I ran into you at the Wolf Brothers show at in Olinda, at the what was it called, York on Lilydale, a very few weeks ago, and it was great to catch up with you. You took the time to have a quick chat with me there, so thank you for that. It was great running into you like that. It was terrific, and I've still got the photo.
Oh, I love that. Well, yeah, I'm very lucky to be out on the road with the boys, and it does mean that I get to get around and say hello to lots of people, and it was lovely to see you.
I'm glad. I'm glad I was there. I didn't actually know that you were doing support for the Wolf Brothers, but I was absolutely thrilled when I got there and saw you open the show. And you did such a great job, warming up the crowd, and who was that guitar player you had with you?
So that's actually my husband. His name
really?
Jeremy Minette, and he, we've been together for a long time, actually, since the very end of school we met. We were both very into our music and met then, and we've been on this whole journey together, and it's really fun because we get to go on stage every night together and experience all the fun things.
Okay, that's great. So does that put any sort of strain on the relationship?
It's actually, lots of people ask that question, but I think I'm harder to work with than he is to work with. Like, I'm a little, sometimes I do that country music diva thing. No, not really. But we do get along very, very well. We are very lucky that I think we are a good touring couple, because everything that would worry me would never worry him. So we're just good at balancing each other out.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's a complementary sort of a relationship then.
Yeah.
In a professional sense.
It's pretty amazing being up on stage and experiencing, some of the highlights of life and my career, and having Jeremy there beside me. It really makes everything more special.
Okay. I dread to think what would happen if I took my wife on stage with me. I think it'd turn into a bit of a fight. But anyway, that's another story. Look, I've got to say, welcome to the Country Club. It's absolutely great to have you on the show. And I hope we can do this a bit more often. It's been a minute since the last time we had a chat on the radio. Tell us the story behind Hold My Horses. It's a great track. I absolutely love this song. Did you write it yourself, or was it a co-write?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you love it. I actually co-wrote this one with Amy and George Shepherd, who are from the band Shepherd, who lots of people know. Obviously, they have lots of big hits, but particularly Geronimo, which is just such a cool sing-along song and such a catchy song. And, I just knew when I had this idea that I wanted to write it with them. And I actually ended up carving out some time that we were all free when we were in Nashville in June. So that's really cool. We actually wrote it there, and it was written in about an hour and a half. So it felt like one of those songs that was just meant to be here.
Okay, all right. That's it virtually wrote itself then.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I had the whole chorus written before I arrived at the co-write, and they were really vibed on it. And it's pretty much just a song about being impatient. So it's anyone out there who's a bit like me.
All right. Yeah, cool. Now, the Wolf Brothers tour, Still Living the Dream. Is that still happening?
Yeah, we've still got a few shows going. We're actually on the Central Coast next weekend, and then we go to we do 2 shows in Tasmania, one in November and one in December.
Okay.
And we're playing lots of shows with the boys. Actually, we're playing a festival in Queanbeyan coming up next weekend as well. So, pretty lucky to be playing lots of shows with them, and still got a few to go on their tour.
Excellent. That's great. So, are you enjoying the tour?
Oh, I absolutely love it. It's incredible to be out with them. We met like years ago, but just getting to know obviously the Wolf Brothers, Tom and Nick themselves, but also just the whole band
Yeah.
so well. We've played something like, it must be about 50 shows together.
Oh,
Stuff that we really know. We really know, the good and the bad and the ugly about each of every one of them. And we have the absolute best time together. We just constantly laugh and have a great time on the road. So, yeah, it's the most fun to be on that tour.
They're great guys, the brothers, I find anyway. I think that they're really nice, really friendly. And
yeah, they're really down to earth and, genuine guys for sure.
Okay, that's great. Now, you've been announced to perform at CMC Rocks next year?
Yes, I'm very excited about that. It'll be my second year, actually.
Okay, great. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Obviously, having, country music is just having such a big moment globally, but particularly in Australia, we're just seeing country music festivals, selling out so quickly, and it's just so cool to see country fans just, throwing so much support behind the music and getting out to the festivals. And CMC Rocks is obviously one that just sells out in, the click of your fingers, and it's a real honour to be asked by the CMC Rocks crew to come and play for my second time. Obviously, it's even more special the second time around because it's like, oh, it's really cool that they want me to come back. So I'm really looking forward to playing that in March, and we'll have even a couple more songs out by then. So I'm just excited to put together my show for CMC Rocks, and it will definitely be one of our biggest yet. Excellent.
That sounds great. And also, you'll be joining Canadian country star Gord Bamford for his Aussie shows. You looking forward to that one?
Actually, as I speak, I am at the Beer Shed in Campbelltown, and I am about to walk on stage at 2 o'clock to open one of Gord's shows. So we've played 4 shows this weekend, and we're playing in Wollongong next weekend, and it's just been really fun. I actually hadn't met Gord until last week, and he's just such a legend, a lovely, lovely human, and so super talented, and it's been really cool to get to know him. And he's got his band out here from Canada, and so we've been hearing of, all the amazing touring stories from, when they're in Canada and all of that, and they're very excited to be here in Australia playing, and obviously we're very lucky to have them, so I'm stoked to be opening those shows.
That's great. You're keeping yourself busy lately, aren't you?
Yeah, we haven't been home pretty much many weekends at all, which has been really, really good. It's nice to be really busy and getting around and meeting lots of country music fans.
So have you got someone back at home house sitting or what? Feeding the pets?
We do live in a very low-maintenance home because being on the road is our life, so we can luckily lock up and head away, which is pretty good for us. But no, we love being on the road, and like I said, obviously being out on the road with Jeremy, with my husband, it makes it feel like home no matter where we are. So it's we like life on the road. Yeah,
and it makes you behave a bit too, doesn't it?
Oh gosh, you got to behave when you got to play 4 shows in a weekend. There's not a whole lot of room for extra, crazy late nights or anything like that. Because you've got to have a voice to keep.
Okay, but you're still young. I mean,
rock and roll.
Go crazy.
It's rock and roll.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. Now, in 2022, you performed at the CMA Fest in front of an American audience. What was that like?
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. It was, really unexpected, actually. I just knew the show was going to be really fun. But when I actually arrived at CMA Fest, so it's an amazingly put on festival, and they have this valet car parking area where all of the artists can drop their cars off and then, get out and go and play their shows. And then I was, I got out of the car and there was people who were yelling out, Max, Max. And I was thinking, well, they can't be yelling out to me. And I turned around and they said, are you Max from Australia? And so people had gone through the program, the CMA program, and had a look at all of the international artist profiles, and were waiting there to say hello and meet me before the show, which was just such a surprise to be on the other side of the world and have people, had looked up my songs and things like that. So performing at CMA Fest was, really just such an incredible experience. And then, to be able to go it was 4 nights in a row. We could go over to the stadium and watch, in one night it would be like 5 or 6 of the biggest country stars in the world. So it was such a great experience.
Wow. Yeah, it would have been. Gee, that's amazing. I'm envious, Max, I've got to say.
Oh, it's very, very fun.
Yeah, no, good for you. That's great. I really enjoy seeing, a good Australian artist like yourself, doing so well, especially in an American audience, in front of an American audience, because, at the end of the day, they invented country music, right? So, we send someone over there to perform in front of them as a country artist, and being successful at it, that's a real, I get a real buzz out of that,
Oh, that's really cool. Absolutely, me too. Like, it's pretty amazing to be able to go and, fly the Aussie flag and show to an international audience that we have really cool country music here as well. So I thought it was a real honour.
Absolutely. And the Canadians too are producing some amazing country music output at the moment, I think, anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's good. As are us Aussies, we're doing it really well, I think, anyway.
Yes.
So tell me, who are your main influences? I mean, who do you cite as being the most influential people to you as a songwriter and a musician and entertainer?
Well, I grew up out in Coonamble, which is like an hour and a half northwest of Dubbo, for anyone who's unsure or never heard of it. And it's a little country town, and my mum raised me on country music, and she was a massive country music. She is a massive country music fan, same as my dad, and they just raised me to be a country fan, and they would take me, like our town has about 2,500 people, so it's a smaller side, and they would take me to Gina Jeffries would come to town, and Becky Cole and Adam Harvey and Troy Cassar-Daley, and I remember being, quite little and going to those shows, and I absolutely just loved country music. So I was really inspired by a lot of Australian country music, but also my mum would play a lot of Dolly Parton and Shania Twain, and particularly those sort of 90s and 2000 female artists, and I was massively influenced by a lot of those artists who were singer-songwriters and were telling their stories, and that's definitely where I got the inspiration for what I do.
Okay. Well, that's good answer. I like that. Okay. So now let's. I've got to ask you this one. What's been your most memorable experience so far as a performer?
As a performer, oh my gosh, maybe one of the most memorable experiences was performing at my first Golden Guitars last year, I would say.
Oh, okay.
That was really, really special. Oh, it was this year, at the beginning of this year. So, I played my song Little More Country on the Golden Guitar Awards, and that was really, really special because that same night I won my first Golden Guitar. So that was really just such a memorable night, and it was something that I had always dreamt of, as an Australian country artist. That's sort of the biggest, nod from the industry that you can get, and that was really, really special to get that and to be able to play my song up there and in front of so many people who inspire me. That was really special. Excellent
stuff. All right. Okay, now we're nearly out of time, so but just quickly, could you tell us what's next for you? You got any, we've already discussed all your tours and everything, but you got an album coming out, or you're working on an album or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm working on finishing an album actually at the moment. So
okay.
That'll be out next year, and I'm really looking forward to that. I've released a few singles now that will be a part of that album, but there's going to be a bunch of new music coming over, the next 6 months, and it'll be all packaged up in a nice album and a nice collection of music there. And I'm an album fan. I really love listening still sort of in that more old school way where I listen from start to finish, and I'm excited to put that together and share more of my story.
Okay, all right, sounds like a plan. So we need to wind up shortly because we've got some outside broadcasts happening, and for the first time ever, we've got two happening on the same day from two different locations. So our technical team has really risen to the occasion, and big shout out to those guys because they do such a great job. But I don't want to sort of give you the rush. the bum's rush, as they say. But
No, that's fantastic. I'm about to jump on stage, so it's
okay.
me too. I'll run and do my sound check and get ready to jump up. And it's been so lovely to talk, and thank you so much for having me on the show. It's always such a joy, and thank you for playing Hold My Horses. That's really cool.
Oh, you're welcome, and I will play it a bit more often in the future, in the coming weeks. So yeah, look, thank you so much, Max, for taking the time to have the chat with me. Break a leg when you get on stage, and have yourself a great show. And I hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Harry T. You take care, mate, and I'll talk to you soon for sure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.